So Chapter 11 is looking at market failures as well. And in particular, this section of homework is looking at public goods. But there are also other types of goods that are included in the homework. So we'll just take a brief moment going over this, and then we'll go straight to the homework questions. So a quick reminder, when we're looking at types of goods, there's four we can categorize. So something can either be a public good, private good, common resource, or a club good. So to keep them straight in your mind, you want to think about these two ideas of what's called not rival and not excludable, or the other way you can look at it is as rival and excludable. So I put on the screen here what not rival means and what not excludable means. So not rival in consumption just means that if I'm consuming something, you can't consume it at the same time. And not excludable means it's too expensive or too difficult to prevent others from consuming the good at the same time. So in general, most goods are what we call private goods. They're goods that are both rival in consumption and excludable. And private goods are pretty much the majority of goods and services we're purchasing every single day. They don't cause issues in a society. Where the real problem comes into play are with public goods. And the overall outcome with public goods that we generally will find is the government just simply needs to be the ones to provide that product. A public good has two qualities. It's not rival in consumption, so that means when I'm consuming it, anybody else can. And it's not excludable, meaning it's just too difficult to stop others from, or too expensive, whatever it may be, to prevent others from consuming the good. And given those two things, two characteristics, nobody's going to be able to make money off of those. The other two goods are the common resource and the club good, and they're kind of in between the two extremes of private goods and public goods. So that's how you kind of want to think about that. So the common resource is that good that is rival, but it's not excludable. They've given a couple examples there. And the club good is a good that is not rival, but it is excludable. So take a look. You might even want to print out this particular picture of this PowerPoint here for the upcoming questions. Okay, so let's go to the questions then on public goods and the other types of goods. So here you're given a little chart here of rival in consumption and excludable, and you'll ask questions as to which of the following would meet the private good, club good, common resource, or public good. So you'll just go through these and select. And I think after what we just ran through, you should be able to answer these questions with no problem. The next question, you just need to kind of read each one and then think through what they're asking. So you're told that this person loves watching the show called Downtown Abbey on local public TV station, but the person has never sent any money to support the station during its fundraising drives. So this would be an idea, I'm just going to tell you, a free rider. So a free rider in economics is this very person. It's that person that takes advantage of something, reaps the benefits from something, but doesn't ever pay for it. And that is known as a free rider. So as far as what can the government do about it, which is what the next question is asking you, the government can do something about it. And ultimately what generally ends up happening is either the government will end up providing the product themselves, or they will subsidize the product in some way. The last question here, not really sure I need to give any hints. It's just talking about this wireless high-speed internet, And it goes through a series of 3 questions, and all I'll just tell you is to just carefully read what the question is asking, and I don't think you'll have trouble answering these questions. And that's it for this part of the homework.